Hello and welcome to summer camp. This week we are camping. That's our theme. And parents, you can get the whole weekly lesson plan at my website. The link is below. Today we're going to be bird watching. Yesterday, if you followed along on my website and got a copy of the lesson plan, you know that yesterday we talked about a tent, T for tent, and tree. So today we're outside, we're on the campsite, and we're going to look around. We're going to see if we can find some birds. I think Sue will want to go bird watching with us. Don't you think so too? So let's head back into the classroom so we can say hello to Sue. Sue, we're back in the classroom. Come on out and say hi to our friends. Look, Sue. We're going bird watching today. Would you like to come along? Okay, well, that's what we're going to learn about today. The letter B. B is for bird watching. That's something you can do if you go camping. Well, why don't you have a seat for just a moment and I'll share with our friends how they can decorate the letter B today. So here's what letter B looks like. I made my letter B look like a bluebird. I added an eye here and a triangle for the beak. I colored my bluebird blue and I even added some feathers. If you have real feathers, you could stick those on and that would be really cool. So what letter is this again? This is the letter B. Now on the back of this paper, once you get it decorated, you could practice writing the letter B, and I'm going to show you how. Or you could go ahead now and practice and then decorate the other side later. So to make a letter B, first we're going to make a number 1. So here's number 1. Now go back to the top. We're going to curve around from the top to the middle. Hey, that looks like a letter P. Now we're going to curve around from the middle to the bottom. That's how you make a letter B, a big letter B. Now I'm going to show you again. So let's make a number 1. Let's curve around to the middle. And let's curve from the middle to the bottom. That's big letter B. I'm going to cheer for you because I know you're doing a great job listening and learning and maybe even practicing your letter B. To make a little letter B, you're going to make a number 1 again, but you're going to start in the middle this time. You're going to curve from the middle to the bottom, just like that. Now let me show that again. So make a number 1, go to the middle and curve from the middle to the bottom. That's the little letter B. Give it a try. And if you don't have any paper, just skywrite 1 and 2 bubbles for big B, 1 and 1 bubble at the bottom for little b. Good job, everyone. You can keep practicing those today if you'd like. Well, now we know how to recognize letter B. We know how to write letter B. So it's time to talk about the sound that letter B makes. Letter B says B, B, B. Can you make that sound? B, B, B. Letter B says B, B, B. I'm going to blow some bubbles and let you practice making the letter B sound. Pop the bubbles and say B, B, B. B, B, B. B, 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 B. Can you pretend to pop the bubbles? B, B, B. Letter B says B, B, B. B, 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 B. You can do that activity today. Just blow some bubbles, and as you pop them, make the letter B sound. B, 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 B. Well, let's do something fun for our math minute today. Let's add some birds, and I'll show you how. Take a look at this sheet. I can see a gray bird. How many gray birds can you see? 1. I can see some brown birds. How many brown birds can you see? 1, 2, 3. I want to know how many birds altogether there are. Let's count all the birds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. Now, parents, you can get a copy of the lesson plan and the worksheets at my website. If you would like to, your child can cut and glue the numbers. The numbers are at the bottom, or just write the numbers like I'm doing. The next one has red birds. How many red birds can you see? 1, 2. I don't see any more birds. There are 0 birds right here. So what is 2 plus 0? Count all the birds in this row. 1, 2. 2 plus 0 equals 2. These are beautiful birds. They're hummingbirds. Let's count how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how about these bluebirds? How many can you see? 1, 2. I want to know how many all together. So what is 4 plus 2? Count all the birds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 5, 6. 4 birds plus 2 more equals 6. 4 plus 2 equals 6. Okay, how many brown birds can you see? 1, 2, 3. How many yellow birds can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many birds all together? What is 3 plus 5? Let's count all the birds. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 plus 5 equals 8. Okay, let's do the last one. There are how many gray birds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many of these birds with red heads do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is 6 plus 4? Let's add all the birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 plus 4 equals 10. And you did a great job counting all those birds. Well, it's time for us to make some binoculars so we can go bird watching. So let's head over to the art table. For art today, we're going to be making binoculars, and we're going to be using 2 empty toilet paper tubes. If you don't have any empty toilet paper tubes, you can just take a piece of paper and you can roll it up like that, and you can make your own tube. Just tape it and you're ready to make binoculars. Make 2 of these. All right, so we need to get these 2 tubes connected. So we're going to use some tape. Any kind of tape will be fine. I think I'm going to use some colorful tape, but regular tape will work. Remember, we're just trying to connect these 2 tubes together to make binoculars. So make sure the 2 tubes are lined up, and then take some tape and wrap it around both tubes. And there you have it. You have your binoculars, but I think I might want to decorate mine, so I'm going to just use some stickers. You could use markers if you'd rather. I'm going to just put a few stickers on mine. Okay. Maybe one more. Okay, so you can finish your binoculars while I read this story, and then we'll go bird watching together. The name of our book today is Fred and Ted Go Camping. Fred and Ted Go Camping by Peter Eastman. Fred and Ted were friends. They liked to go camping in the woods. One day they packed their cars. They were going camping. They drove to the woods. Fred took many things. Ted took few things. They parked their cars and walked into the woods. Fred liked this spot. Ted liked it too. Fred had a hard time setting up his tent. Ted had an easy time setting up his tent. Pop! That night, Fred was awake. Ted was asleep. The next morning, Ted woke up early. Oh, Fred woke up late. They took their boat to the lake. Fred took the heavy end. Ted took the light end. They put their boat in the water. Ted stayed dry. Fred got wet. They fished. Ted used a net. Fred used a pole. Ted got 10 little fish. Fred got 1 big fish. Splash! The boat tipped over. All the little fish jumped out. Fred and Ted swam away from the big fish. Ted swam fast. Fred swam faster. Ted ran fast. Fred ran faster. Now Ted was hungry. Fred was hungrier. Then they heard a little bird. Look up in a tree, look down at your feet, and you will soon find something good to eat, sang the little bird. Fred looked up. He saw nothing. Ted looked down. He saw something. Berries. Fred looked up again. Bonk! Something hit Fred on his head. A nut. They even found some apples. They went back to camp. Ted ran with the berries. Fred walked with the apples and nuts. They cooked the apples and the nuts in a pan on a fire. They ate it all up. Ted ate slowly. Fred ate quickly. What about the berries? They saved the berries for last. Yum! The end. It looks like they shared their berries with the bird. Well, we are going to use our binoculars to go bird watching. Are you ready? I'm going to show you some pictures of birds that you might actually see in your backyard. So take your binoculars and you can look on the screen and I'll tell you the names of these birds. Ooh, this is a sparrow. Look at the sparrow. Let's see the next bird. This is a cardinal. What color is this cardinal? It's red. Good job. There's some black on the bird too. What bird is this? Do you know? It's a crow. Let's use our binoculars to look at the crow. What color is this crow? It's black. Look at this bird. This is a woodpecker. A woodpecker uses its beak to tap, tap, tap into the wood. This is a hummingbird. Look at his long beak. His wings can fly really fast. Ooh, look at this bird. This is a goldfinch. What color is this goldfinch? It's a bright yellow color. Wow. Oh, look at this bird. Use your binoculars. Look at this bird. It's a robin. This is a robin bird. This one is a hawk. Wow, look at that big hawk. This bird is a dove. And look how cute. This bird is an owl. Look at his eyes. We had some fun today looking at all those birds and doing some bird watching. God designed some amazing birds too. So many different colorful kinds. They're different feathers. They're so beautiful. Well, I hope you had some fun today bird watching. We made binoculars and we learned today that letter B makes the sound like B, B, B. Pop some bubbles today, decorate your bee, and have fun looking outside and going bird watching where you are. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.